What's up, y'all? I'm gonna make this video. I got a lot of people asking me individually about Bitcoin and the drop. Some people know, some people don't know, some people just know a little bit. So there was between a 15 and 20%, closer to 18% drop in the value of Bitcoin. The biggest mistake is people, and I don't claim to know everything about cryptocurrency. I know that I've read and studied and learned enough to where I feel comfortable investing the kind of money that I do into it based on what I feel comfortable with and what I know. And it's worked out well for me. Um, I share a lot of this stuff because, like, who likes to play baseball by themselves? Like, I want you guys to make money too. So, I might make a couple bucks if you sign up under one of my links to buy and hold or whatever. But in the long run, you're going to be the one making all the money. So anyway, um, Bitcoin is not the stock market. That's the biggest thing to remember. It doesn't, you see prices go up and prices go down. That's about the end of the comparison to the stock market and Bitcoin. So over the past 6 months, we've seen over a 400% increase in Bitcoin. Just up 400, over 400% in 6 months. So how Bitcoin increases in value, I call it smoke and mirrors value, and then I call it solid value. So we'll say tonight that Bitcoin is worth $100. So it's at $100. I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning and it's worth, say, 1,000. That's smoke and mirrors value to me. There's a good potential for that value to exist, a very good potential for that value to exist. But there's going to be a drop. There has to be a drop to show if the gain was solid. So we'll say we woke up and it said 1,000. Over the next 2 days, it drops to 500. Now, from that drop, it's going to depend on how much solid gain was there between 500, because we're solid at 500 now. Once it dropped to where it's solid. So that 500 difference, how much support was between from 500 to 1,000? And that'll tell you how fast it goes back up to 1,000. If it goes back up to the original 1,000 within a day or two, then it had enough solid. Now we're at a solid value. The smoke and mirrors, it dropped, but was there something solid under that to hold that $1,000 value? Did it increase enough, fast enough to where we're happy with that side? If it took 2 weeks to get back up to 1,000, that the solidity of that was holding it needed some work. So what we've seen, and those drops is when you buy. So what we've seen was 400% growth in the past 6 months. We know, a crypto investor knows, for that value, that top value to be good, you're going to see a drop. You have to see if what's supporting it is solid. So if it drops, when it goes back up, how fast it goes back up is how much real solid backing that original value had. So what we've seen was, I think it was 18%. We've seen an 18% drop over the weekend. By today, we're back almost up. I think we're still 1% shy. So we lost 20% over the weekend. And then people that know how it's going to work, it's going back up. How fast it goes back up is the only question. But once it drops down, that 18 to 20% like it did, people that know are people that just start throwing money. And that's one of my biggest in the past 8 months that I've invested in cryptocurrency. The best day and the largest investments that I made was when it dropped 18%. And everybody's like, oh my God, Bitcoin's trash. People are losing their money. No, because that's what happens every time. Sometimes the drops are lower. Sometimes it'll only increase say 10% in a day. Usually it's slow. It'll increase 10%, and then maybe the next day it'll be down 2, then it'll go up 3, and then it'll go down 1. But people only pay attention when it drops big. Even the little drops, it's dropping to see if it has support to hold that original number. And then it moves on up. and then it'll drop to see if it has support to hold that number, and if it does, it'll go back up. Like I said, over 400% it's went up in 6 months. So it can drop 100%, and I'm still positive thousands of dollars. 18% drop. The only thing that was for me is a blessing opportunity to dump more money in, and that's exactly what I did. And I've recovered, and you know what I'm saying. And now it's going to be all profit, because that's how it works. It's going to go up, it'll go down, and if it's got solid backing to hold the value, it's going to go back up. A big reason that the drop was so high this time was because of the ban in Turkey. But we're not going to go out into that. That doesn't matter because we're not in Turkey, and I'm kind of glad because I invested a lot more. If it would have dropped 2%, I wouldn't have put in as much money. When it dropped 18%, that's like a telephone call saying, something that's went up in value consistently thousands of percent since its creation has just given you the opportunity to purchase some at an 18% off price. Would you like to confirm? Yes, I would. And it's already recovered itself. So, I mean, usually big dips take a little bit longer. The faster it recovers, the more solid you know that value is. So, did I lose money? I see numbers in the red when it was dropping over 18%. Yes, my numbers were in the red. The money that I invested at 18% of what the price is now, as of today stands, I made, if it recovers up to the full 20%, then I'll have profited 20% on all the money that I put in. And that's just the money that I put in over the weekend, an instant 20% gain. So, and then everything else on top of that's just on top of that. But like I said, regardless, since I've been in the crypto game, the price of Bitcoin alone has increased over 400%. Now, I've already been talked to about being boastful and arrogant and all this stuff, so I'm not going to say any numbers, but the money that I had invested originally has went up 400%. So when there's an 18% drop, my hair doesn't fall out. You know what I mean? Like I'm hundreds of percent already. And then I just dump in more money when it drops a little bit, and it goes like, invest in Bitcoin, invest in Ethereum. I'm telling you, do it. When it goes down, buy it for cheaper because it's going to be worth more. Peace.